Welcome back for some real high-flying action on NC Sports Weekly News. And the emotions are also running high this week. From live global broadcast at a horror movie, Mick Fanning pulls out that special Aussie brawn to survive a dramatic shark attack at the J-Bay Pro Final in South Africa. Italy and Argentina celebrate as Azzurra tames the fleet in Mallorca to conquer the Puerto Portals 52 World Championship title. The Med is playing tricks on Cammas and Groupama. Senior correspondent Sebastien Destremau reports on the Tour France Voile in Gruissan. Kite-foiling and Formula Kite sweep southern Italy. Nocher takes all while Kalinina celebrates 18 with a world crown. Backroom shakeups hit the Pro-Kite World as the IKA officially divorces the PKRA and Richard Branson's new VKWC. NC Sports plunge into the action. For the hundreds of fans on the beach, plus the tens of thousands watching from all around the world, the Fanning vs. Wilson final, an all-Aussie affair, was the peak of the yearly WSL Classic here in South Africa. Suddenly, however, the Sunday sports broadcast from the Jeffreys Bay Pro turned into a live global horror movie. The large gray dorsal fin pops out behind Mick Fanning, and with it, an equally huge tail. The beast quickly encircles him in attack mode as eerie moans echo on the shoreline. An adrenaline rush ignites the surfer. Mick swims away and fights back as a wave pulls the curtain over the splashes of an ominous light.
I was just sitting there, I was just about to just start moving, and then I felt something grab, got stuck in my leg rope, and I instantly just jumped away, and then it just kept coming at my board, and I just was kicking and screaming, and wow.
Terror sets in, but no time for panic. Fanning reappears, swimming away from his board, and turns around ready for a second attack. Water safety teams are impeccable, and on the spot in 33 seconds flat. Miraculously, Mick is unscathed, shaken like Jason, but amazingly he is perfectly okay, and so is everyone else.
I didn't see the teeth. I was waiting for the teeth to come at me as I was swimming. I was like, ah!
A common sight for these waters, two large sharks reportedly had broken the monitor security perimeter. Making safety first the priority, WSL event officials ultimately canceled the final, with both athletes settling for a second place each and a split prize money. Simply grateful to be back alive among family and friends, the surfers themselves are now still processing this unprecedented event, which has clearly shaken up the entire pro surf community. More updates in the next NC Sports edition. Team Azzurra dominated over the rest of the fleet in Mallorca last weekend to conquer the 52 World Championship 2015 with one race to spare. The Argentine-Italian squad, led by the Romers brothers and skippered by Guillermo Parada, was superbly consistent, building a huge 14-point lead on the final scoreboard, with a 7th place being their worst score in the 10 races held here in Puerto Portals. This is also the first TP52 world title for Azzurra's veteran tactician, Vasco Vascotto, but it adds up as his 25th major World Sailing Championship title. Five teams battled for the remaining spots on the podium on near equal standings, with Sebastian Kohl on strategy and owner Harm Müller-Spreyer on helm. Germany's platoon took second place thanks to 3 crucial wins. Surprise finish for owner-driver Ergen Immer, also winning 3, and closing in third on Provezza. The new Turkish team pushed back a Swedish powerhouse Ran, and sailing legends the likes of John Kostecki and Kevin Harrop on the UK's Allegri, or even Americans Ed Baird and Adrian Stead on Quantum. The 52 Super Series 2015 will continue here in Mallorca for the 34th edition of the Copa del Rey, a Spanish classic at the beginning of August.
The Med is playing dirty tricks on Groupama, the undisputed leader since the start of the Tour France Voile. While in the lead during the coastal race in Gruissan, Groupama decided to go offshore and eventually finishes 19th. Spindrift wins the race, but in finishing third, Combi West becomes the new leader of the Tour de France.
When arriving in the Med, you have to change the way you sail, in the sense that nothing is ever set in concrete. You can have some subtle differences of wind pressure only a few meters apart.
Monday, Groupama stumbles once again. Leading the first stadium race, the crew decide to go for another lap around the Cairns. The team spends the rest of the day in damage controls mood. Second of the day, Combi West consolidates its leadership thanks to its consistency.
We have benefited from some good opportunities. We need to try and stay at the front of the pack. The game is wide open.
The tour ends in Nice on July 26.
IKA pros are taking flight on the foiling revolution and met up last week in southern Italy for the first in 4 stops of the 2015 Kite-Foil Gold Cup Tour. Monaco's Maxime Nocher and the reigning Formula Kite World Champion absolutely ruled the field, opening such a huge lead on the pack to grab an early win with still 2 races to go. The Gold Fleet raced on a 2-lap course in 9 to 12 knots of wind with 18-meter kites, and Team France grabbed the remaining spots on the podium, respectively with Alex Mazella and Julien Kerneur. The tour will resume at the end of the month in San Francisco, at Tidal over the weekend. But this time only after a tight duel with Oliver Bridge, who paid dearly for a disqualification by the jury in the penultimate race.
Very happy to win the world champion title again, and yeah, racing is also, you have to be very clear in during a race, and because it's average of a race, and you have to be very concentrated, and you can win all the race and just lose the finale day of the competition. So
missing the target for the 2nd year in a row, the UK's 17-year-old prodigy Oliver and son of Pro-Kite legend Steph Bridge trailed in 2nd by just 5 points on the overall scoreboard, ahead of Poland's Blazej Orzak in 3rd.
I feel happy and a little bit tired because I had a lot of races and it was hard for me because Steph is really strong racer and sailor, so yeah, we had a great fight on the water, but I like it very much.
World champion and mom Stephanie was in fact herself caught in a clash of generations on the women's court, also to finish 2nd. On her path was another young talent in Russia's Elena Kalinina, celebrating her 18th birthday here in Italy with 13 wins in 19 races and the 2015 IKA Formula Kite World Championship crown. Compatriot Anastasia Akopova completed the podium with a distant 3rd. It appears that Richard Branson's recent bet with the acquisition of the PKRA, the Professional Kite Racing Association, may be backfiring. According to a harsh statement released last Sunday claiming a material and persistent breach, the International Kiteboarding Association has terminated the current contract with the PKRA, following reportedly unfruitful negotiations which began back in September 2014. Likely to hit this budding pro sport like a tsunami, this somewhat early divorce can potentially create a split among circuits, athletes, events, and most importantly, the now very disoriented sponsors. The IKA is the highest authority in the discipline, a recognized member of ISAF, and leads the global movement to obtain Olympic status. Effectively excommunicating the new league, the release specifies that neither PKRA nor its new ownership, currently known as Virgin Kitesurfing World Championships, are able to conduct any further World Tour events. With PKR events no longer qualifying for the IKA Kiteboarding World Rankings and World Championship titles. More on this ongoing story in the next NC Sports editions, and especially on the reactions from the Branson Virgin camp. With events in Japan, the UK, and Italy over the past months, the new foiling generation circuit masterminded by the now also youth sailing gurus Roman Hagara and Hans-Peter Steinacher is gaining worldwide attention, thanks to the brand new breed of future pro sailors. The sport directors of the series, double Olympic champions, and the guys in charge of the Youth America's Cup 2017 were themselves impressed with the results of this experimental and demanding new racing format, with teams alternating on 4 foiling catamarans in multiple knockout matches. Young sailors race on the 18-foot Flying Phantoms with J-shaped daggerboards which can reach speeds of 35 knots. 18-year-olds Owen Bowerman and Morgan Peach made the grade at the British qualification rounds in Weymouth, Portland. Then, on Lake Garda, Matteo Pilati and Francesco Rubagotti topped a total of 50 hopeful and talented Italian crew members, taking the final in Malcesine. 7 countries will host regattas in 2015, and national winners qualify for the Red Bull Foiling Generations World Final in 2016. Join the current on Nautical Channel for the complete take on the Kite World Champs and Kite Foil Gold Cup in Ghizeria. Catch the next NC Sports Top Story, premiering this Saturday at 7 p.m. with all the top highlights, the results, and the interviews. Plus all the latest on the ongoing IKA PKRA divorce that is rocking the kite world. Plunge into the action with NC Sports.